Pinging the long balls could be very challenging when you're playing football, but very useful at the same time. Some players can be great at it, but some not so much. So let me know in the comments, which one are you? There are many styles and techniques that you can learn how to master pinging the long balls. But before I go about and teach you all about this, I must warn you. In modern football, especially in Europe, coaches want their players to keep the ball on the ground. So pinging the balls should be one of your last options, or could be a great option to actually change the direction of the game if the coach really wants you to do. So just because you can ping a ball doesn't mean that you should ping a ball. First, make sure that this is something your coach wants you to do on the pitch. But even if your coach doesn't want you to ping the ball, it's always a good option to know and master this technique. You can also use these techniques that I'm gonna teach you when you're taking the free kicks, or when you're on the wide side of the field and then you wanna cross the ball inside. You can always use these techniques to be able to do these, because these techniques gives you a good idea to actually how to kick the ball properly or how to ping the ball properly. All this boring information that I just give you that you're probably gonna ignore anyways, let's get to it and then let me teach you how to ping a ball properly. First of all, when you want to ping a ball, you don't need to have super powerful legs. You just need to know the proper technique to be able to do this. As I mentioned in many of my previous videos, strength does not come from your knee. Strength needs to come from the hip, so you can give the entire power from your hip towards the ball when you're pinging the ball. First tip I'm gonna give you is actually to not bend your knee, and how you can achieve this and what does this mean. So first of all, bending your knee causes, oh, it's really snowing.
Gets thicker.
Yeah. So first of all, bending your knee actually reduces the amount of power that goes towards the ball. So think about it this way. You have a stick that's flexible, and then you have a stick that's not flexible. And when you're smashing that stick into something, which one would make the more damage? Would a stick that bends, or would a stick that is stiff? So that sounded dirty, didn't it?
No, but that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, think about it this way. You have a stick that's flexible and you have a stick that's not flexible. And you're smashing that stick into something. And when you smash that stick into something, which one would make the more damage? The one that is not flexible. I don't exactly know the scientific explanation to it, but that's just how it is. You must use this method, you must use this idea when you're kicking the ball, when you're trying to ping the ball. Next time, maybe I'll bring a scientist to explain this to you. Or Ramsey, are you a scientist? Say no. 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 Well, okay, well, better luck next time then. We'll bring a scientist and try to explain it to you if we can. Now that we covered how you should be connecting with the ball by not bending your knee, the next step is actually what part of the foot needs to connect with the ball, as well as what part of the ball that you need to connect when you're trying to ping the ball. Personally, when I'm trying to ping the ball, I use the top of my foot. Depends on the distance, how much you want the ball to travel, or where your teammate is, where your target is. Depends on the distance. Now you have to decide what part of the ball that you need to be connecting with the top of your foot. So this ends up being experiment and experience really, that you have to find the perfect option for yourself. So if you are going in a longer distance with your pinging your balls, and you have to go a little lower on the ball than the central area. But as you want to keep the ball a little more on the ground, which is ideal pinging the ball, because if it's high, then it ends up being a floater, which is not a good. It's not really the pinging the ball. So if you want to really ping the ball, you really want to keep it not too under the ball, but like right in between, quite under the ball, and then the central part of the ball, to actually get the perfect height to ping a strong and accurate balls to your teammates. Personally, I call these floaters an aimless and the pass that has no purpose. So that's what you need to figure out, and that's what you need to get experience on. Keeping the ball closer to the ground, the opposition can reach, but really strong and accurate passes towards your team. So now you learned not to bend your knee, what part of the foot that needs to connect with the ball, as well as what part of the ball that you need to connect. Now we have to get to the part where how your leg should react as your foot connect with the ball. So this is something very important, because this is when actually generating power comes to play. When you are kicking the ball, if your leg carries and it passes through the ball while you're hitting the ball, then the power does not generate towards the ball. So you have to learn and understand how you can stop your foot as you are kicking the ball. You have the ball in front of you. You can also practice this by having the ball in front of you and pretend like you're gonna kick the ball. As your foot is about to connect with the ball, now you actually try to stop your foot as quick and as soon as possible as your foot is touching the ball. You learned all the other stuff, now you actually have to figure out what your body shape should be as you are kicking the ball. It's physically impossible to actually hit the ball if your body is straight. So you kind of have to learn to lean your body to the side so you can get a good connection with the ball. This will give you a distance as well, because some parts when you're passing the ball, if you want to keep the ball on the air, now you want to lean your body backwards slightly. But if you want to keep the ball on the ground, you have to lean your body forward towards the ball. So this is kind of getting under the ball using the top of your foot, but perfect pings, you have to really lean to the side and then get that power towards the ball by using the other techniques I just taught you. And as you are keeping this body shape and doing all the other, not bending your knee and all that stuff, you have to keep a stiff body. And keeping a stiff body, you'll be more powerful when you are connecting with the ball, because having the stiff body, flexed body, will also not allow you to bend your knee and use more power from your hip rather than your knee. Because then you end up having a floppy body where you're just not connecting properly, as well as you're gonna be bending your knee when you're doing this. The last step is the accuracy. As this is something that I can't really teach you. You'll have to gain experience. You have to do this playing with your friends and at the practices. How can you achieve this accuracy? And you can set up targets, can have friends you're passing with. This is the moment that you'd actually learn how to earn the accuracy. And the more you practice, the better you're gonna be. You can aim for the net, you can aim for your friends, and do this at the practice all the time to actually figure out how to ping the ball properly to your teammates. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions, drop a comment and let me know. I'll always answer to you. Please drop a like, subscribe to my channel with notifications on, and you can also find my playlist right over here. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.